Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really powerful story from the Buddhist scriptures. It's all about how a single thought, just one moment of decision, can literally echo through eternity and change everything.
So that's the big question, right? How is that even possible? Well, to get our heads around it, we're going to meet a man named Naradatta who answered this question with one of the most extraordinary promises you'll ever hear.
Okay, so our story kicks off in this huge assembly with people gathered all around the Buddha. And somewhere in that crowd is our guy, Naradatta. He's a householder's son and he's listening. But he's not just hearing, he's really listening.
He's hearing the Buddha talk about what's called the Great Vehicle, this path that isn't just about saving yourself, but about achieving enlightenment for the sake of every single being out there. And for Naradatta, this is more than just an interesting lecture. It's like a flash of lightning. He suddenly sees this purpose that is so vast, so supreme, it's unlike anything he's ever imagined.
And right then and there, something just clicks. You know that feeling? It wasn't just an idea anymore. He felt in his bones that this was his path, his purpose. That single thought was the spark that was about to ignite a fire. So the spark inside him doesn't just fizzle out. Nope. It immediately explodes into action. This brings us to the pivotal moment where Naradatta actually stands up right there in front of everyone and declares what he's going to do.
Now, the Buddha hears him and he acknowledges this amazing aspiration, but then he gives him a reality check. He essentially says, that's a noble goal, but are you sure? This path, it's unbelievably hard. It's like a test, right then and there, of how strong this newfound conviction really is. So, this is the moment of truth. Does he hesitate? Does he think, uh-oh, maybe I bit off more than I can chew? Or does the warning of just how hard it's going to be actually make him dig in his heels even more? And his response is just, wow. He doesn't just say, yeah, I can handle it. He says that even if he had to face the most unimaginable pain over and over again for every single step he takes, he wouldn't just endure it. He would double down on his effort. The suffering itself becomes the fuel for his promise. It's just an absolute, unshakable vow.
And then he puts this incredible resolve into a powerful verse. He basically lays out his promise. He'll suffer for ages. He will never give up on a single person. He'll endure any pain imaginable, all so he can help everyone else reach the same state as the Buddha. His focus completely shifts from himself to everybody else.
Okay, so making a vow like that is one thing, but, words are only as strong as the actions that back them up. And what Naradatta does next is what really shows you he means business.
Think about this. His very first impulse isn't to go off by himself and meditate on his new goal. His first thought is about others. It's pure compassion. He feels like he's found this incredible treasure, and he just has to share it with everyone he loves.
And just look how fast this happens. There is absolutely no hesitation. He makes the vow, bolts home, and immediately gets his entire family on board. But he doesn't stop there. He then rallies his whole community, getting thousands of people fired up, and then leads them all straight back to the Buddha. His conviction just spread like wildfire.
And we're not talking about just his family and a few friends, 10,000 people. The power of his certainty was so real, so contagious, that 10,000 citizens from his city dropped everything to follow him. It's just incredible.
So you have to imagine this scene. Naradatta returns, but this time, he's got this massive crowd with him. How does the Buddha react to this incredible display of willpower and compassion?
Well, in these scriptures, when a Buddha smiles, it's a huge deal. It's not just a casual gesture. It's like a cosmic seal of approval. It's a sign that their vows, this collective intention born from such a pure place, have been heard and accepted at the highest possible level.
And then the Buddha gives a prophecy that spells it all out. Just look at the ripple effect here. It's not just Naradatta and his family who will achieve enlightenment. So will all the musicians he brought and all 10,000 citizens. One person's sincere vow literally paved the way for thousands of others to reach the ultimate goal. The impact is just staggering.
All right, so what's the big takeaway here? What does this ancient story really have to teach us today about our own lives?
At its core, Naradatta's story is the perfect example of this key idea called bodhicitta, which you can think of as the mind of enlightenment.
It's this deep aspiration to become enlightened, not just for your own sake, but for the good of absolutely everyone. It's the difference between wanting to get rich and wanting to get rich so you can end poverty for the entire world. It's that huge, compassionate scale. And when you put our own common fears and hesitations side by side with Narada's incredible resolve, it really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? It just shows you the mind-blowing power of human aspiration when our motivation goes way beyond just our own personal comfort. And I think this is the most crucial point. The power of Narada's vow wasn't that the path was easy. It was the opposite. It was powerful because he looked the immense difficulty straight in the eye and chose to meet it with even greater courage. You could call it extreme grit or having an unstoppable purpose. It shows that real strength isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about facing them head-on for a reason bigger than yourself. So, this story leaves us with a really powerful question to think about our own potential for courage and compassion. What could we set in motion if we truly dared to aspire? Thanks for joining me for this explainer.